Hello, my guys, gals, non-binary pals, all the above and none of the above, and welcome to All Quiet in the Trenches. I've been wanting to start a new series on the channel, mainly because, for as much as I love U-Boat, I do want to have some other things going, and I tried to do the WWE My GM, and it turns out just having the entrance music play literally got my video copyrighted, and it has like 13 views at the moment, so I don't think it's getting pushed at all. So, yeah, here we are. This is a game where I'm going to be taking on the role of a German officer and trying to lead a squad of troops through the First World War. I do have a special thing for myself, which I'm going to do is the single save game. Basically, I can't save scum. If I lose a soldier, they are permanently dead. And welcome to the trenches. God, I love this game's, like, art style. It just looks so good. Monday, March 1st, 1915. I can still hardly believe that a few days ago back home I had been appointed Officer in charge of this handful of men, and here they are, sneaking through the trenches behind me not 100 meters from enemy positions, with heavy packs and dwindling strength. Alfred Lotz, badly shaven, had so far mainly caught my attention through his cynical remarks. Reinhard Hunt had already made fast friends with his comrades on the way here and entertained them with his story. Caspar Penderson was slightly stocky and panting under his heavy pack. Jean-Pierre Danner, calmly vigilant and keeping his weapon ready. I'm pretty sure that's a French spy, but we're gonna move past that. Exhausted, we finally found the dugout of Lieutenant von Karsbruck, to whom we had been assigned. "There you are, Herr Unterofficer," he greeted me. "You seem to have taken your time. Surely you are fit enough to start working straight away." The lieutenant's condescending gaze swept over my men and then rested appraisingly on me. "My men are tired." "My men are tired, Herr Lieutenant," I objected. "The train broke down. We had to hurry so that way we could—" The lieutenant raised his hand. "Don't think you'll get away with your lazy excuses with me, Herr Unterofficer. I'll have to put that nonsense out of your mind." His contemptuous look pierced me. "Find your sleeping quarters, then report back to me. In the meantime, I will think of a sufficiently difficult task for your group to learn right away what being tired really means here at the front." I looked at my men's faces. They looked dejected and angry, but also grateful for my attempt to stand up for them. Without so much as another glance at me, Lieutenant von Karsbruck turned back to the documents on his table. "Welcome to the trenches, Herr Unterofficer." So, the way this game is devised is it's basically turns, as well as, there'll be occasional events that we can do. So, Pedersen? Herr Unterofficer, we only have the rations left that we took with us. Where are we supposed to get something to eat around here? So, he is pragmatic, unpatriotic, oh god. Outspoken, jaded, distant, and courageous. And he is very clumsy. Who wants to talk? No, it's the, lieutenant. "Took you long enough. There's no time to get comfortable. Go and gather your men. The communication trench has collapsed and must be rebuilt immediately. You'll have to take care of your supplies yourself. Send somebody to the supply depot for that." And now here comes the main challenge of the game. I have to actually choose who does what. You're clumsy, so I'm gonna have you maintain trenches. Danner, ooh, trained in shooting and melee. Courageous, by the book, patriotic, outspoken. Relation favorable. And he's physically... Okay, so I have the French spy, because that is a French name, but he's very good. I'll have him fetch rations. Lotz is trained in shooting. Tolerant, pragmatic, unpatriotic, courageous, sociable, outspoken. And Hunt is physically fit. He is tolerant, pragmatic, diplomatic, courageous, sociable, and compassionate. And now we go to the next day. Rations for a day removed. Errant officer, your group is on night watch tonight. Make sure your men don't fall asleep. This is another system in the game. I have to make sure I don't put too many tasks on them, otherwise they will just collapse. Luckily everyone's fine, so we'll have you since you're trained in shoot. I'll have my 2 people who are trained in shooting on night watch. And we'll move to the next day, Wednesday, March 3rd. Ooh, an event. A few hours ago, the roar of artillery had begun. At first, it was as quiet as the rumble of thunder in the distance, but recently it had become steadily louder and more threatening. Suddenly, there was a thud, and not 10... Jesus Christ, my body is exploding. Suddenly, there was a thud, and not 10 meters from the hiding spot where my men were huddled, an artillery shell shredded the dugout of our neighboring troop. Pieces of wood and metal flew for meters, and smoke obscured the view. The noise was deafening for a few seconds, then died away as quickly as it had come. An almost eerie, silent gasp of shock passed. Then my men and I jumped, pushed aside broken beams, and searched for our buried comrades. We found 2, for whom all help came too late. A third, however, we could still hear panting. He was lying with his upper body trapped under the fallen beams. His face was distorted with pain as he was barely conscious. My men stood around him forlorn and looked over to me for help. Hunt said pleadingly, "Errant officer, we must try to help him." Together we lifted the beam from his chest and only now saw the full extent of the damage. His chest looked crushed and his hips strangely twisted. A long splinter protruded from his abdomen and his shirt was soaked in blood. Pedersen shook his head. He's beyond help. A mercy killing will save him and us both the misery. Get a stretcher! I ordered Hunt and Pedersen. First, I wanted to get him out of the wreckage, then decide whether I would expose my men to the danger of carrying him to the military hospital. There, the nurses could determine whether and how to help him. We'll have Danner and Hunt do it. And I'm also going to send Pedersen to fetch rations. Ooh, shit, that's a shell that just went. Volleys are exchanged regularly. It may not be quite a real battle, but still it's very prudent to keep one's head down. The artillery must have destroyed one of our telephone lines. Instruct one of your men to carry this message to the command post immediately. Looks like the French are planning an attack, and we urgently need more men. Alright, I guess Lotz is going to go do that. Errant officer, the advanced emplacement has been destroyed by artillery. Now we're all missing a well-covered position, and the French have an easy way into our trenches. I'm afraid that if we try to rebuild the position directly at the front line, the French will do their best to prevent it. Oh, so this is the area where they, got shelled. I mean, I'd be down for it, but I have literally no men able to actually do that. Oh, everyone's holding up. Errant officer, the wounded man we took to the field hospital. Unfortunately, he died. We did what we could. The people in the field hospital too, was just too late. I'm glad we tried, but it was still saddening. Damn, we are under extreme artillery fire, but unfortunately, I do need to get this thing fixed. And Pedersen. You three are to rebuild that emplacement so they don't just get a easy way into our trenches. Friday, March 5th, 1915. For the past day, my men and I have been sitting tightly packed in our bunker while the French artillery rained down salvo after salvo of death and destruction on us. During the hard work of our first days in the trenches, I had hardly found a quiet minute to have a personal conversation with my men. Now they were sitting next to me, tense and still mostly strangers, and I fervently hoped they would survive the shelling unscathed. The silence between us was in sharp contrast to the constant droning outside. When, after hours, the firing suddenly stopped, a sigh of relief went through the ranks of some of the young soldiers. However, that was the moment when the veterans of other troops tensed up and began to load their rifle. A cacophony of whistles snapped us out of our stupor. The French were attacking. "Stay together, people!" I shouted to my soldiers and led them to our positions in the trenches. Together, we halted and mentally prepared ourselves for the upcoming battle. Alright, time for the first battle that my people will see. The enemy has superior numbers. We may soon have to retreat from these trenches. Lieutenant officer, you and your greenhorns are to collect and evacuate all the ammunition you can find. If we're to lose this trench, at least we won't lose our equipment. Ah, okay, so they want us to be searching the trenches. I think everyone's trained in shooting, actually. No, you're not, so you'll search the alcove, and Pedersen will search the hideout. In grenade range added. I was able to find some ammunition. Good. I was able to find some ammunition. Alright, I say we get the hell out of grenade range. That's enemies on the way. So we'll move over here and collect some more ammunition. And search the crates. Goddamn, the French are blue. They're everywhere. There is still a bit of ammunition and first aid supplies here. I took everything I could find. Good. Now we're gonna advance up to the side of the trench. Oh shit, artillery. Just right there. Nice. So it appears I going after a medium retreat. Move over here. This will offer protection from artillery as well. Heads down! Artillery! There are French over there. We have to get out of here. I see them. They're literally right there and could kill us if they wanted to. Go, 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 men! The other men will cover us. Hunt, search the hideout. Everyone else fucking just stay down. Soldiers, we are falling back. Retreat to the next defensive line. Lieutenant officer, we should provide cover so our comrades can retreat. Is there anything else? There is still a bit of ammunition and first aid supplies here. I took everything I could. Not good enough, because I need literally all of the shit I can carry. I think I can actually take anything more though. I don't see like any. We'll move up right here so we can help our allies hold back. Oh shit, the French have hit the trenches. And room officer, that should be enough, right? We collected quite a lot now, can't carry much more. Yeah. Alright, we'll spend one more turn allowing our allies to get out of here. So it mostly seems like they're way over there. Oh, lovely. Malfunctioning rifle added. My rifle is jammed! Give me a moment, there, room officer. Alright, everyone else continue, holding your position. Hey look, an injured man in the distance. Y'all should shoot him. Make sure he doesn't make it back to his trench. Oh, and we're flanked. Yeah, buddy, you gotta... Oh no, he didn't. He's actually going to sit there until his rifle jam's fixed and there's enemies on his flank. Dude, you gotta go, man. Like, all of our men are retreating and you are not. Alright, just continue offering suppressing fire, I guess. Oh my god. Alright, dude, you gotta fix that rifle jam faster. You're killing me here. Once again, just continue providing covering fire. Return to troop? Oh my lord, I'm going to die. Damn, the music cut out. There is no more battle. Alright, his rifle is working again. Good, because we are getting the immediate fuck out of here. It appears that the French have just gone into hiding, because I have no idea where the French went. Let's just take advantage of that and just keep going. Oh shit. Damn artillery. Danner must have taken a hit. Oh shit. Do I have anyone trained in, like, medicine or anything? I don't think so. Alright, in that case, lots. First aid for Danner. Everyone just stay here, and if the French show up again, just make sure that they receive a bullet for their efforts. Danner's bleeding's almost stopped, Airwood officer. Alright, we'll keep healing him. It appears the French have just stopped their attack. They've already scaled the trench. Alright, Hunt, escort Danner to the field hospital. I was able to stop Danner's bleeding. Someone should take him to the stretcher bearer so he can get to the hospital faster. The wound hurts so much I can hardly move, yeah. So... yeah. Here, I'm gonna move over to this fucking area over here. There's the French. Here, covering fire for Hunt. Make sure that he doesn't get shot while he's trying to get Danner out of here. Enemies on the flank. Alright, yep. Retreat. Retreat across the river line. Enemies on the flank still. I can't. No matter what, I'm flanked. This is cringe. Get across the river. There we go. We made it back. Saturday, March 6th, 1915. The explosions, gunshots, and screams still echoed in my ears. We had only been fighting for a few minutes, and yet it felt as if years had passed since morning. And the everyday life back home was a lifetime away. To be in camp now, safely behind the front, was surreal. The light-hearted chirping of the birds almost drowned out the dull rumble of the front and the cries of pain from the hospital where we had taken Danner. My people lay down exhausted on the grass, surrounded by the boxes of ammunition and equipment we had saved. Dirty and bloodied, some still pale and trembling, but soon the angry voice of the lieutenant in the distance abruptly broke the supposed peace, even before we could see him coming towards us amidst the tents. "On your feet, men!" I ordered and motioned my men to stand at attention. Lieutenant von Karsbrook looked satisfied. Seeing the ample supply of ammunition seemed to soothe his morose mood. "Good job, Herr Unteroffizier," he forced out against his visibly blazing anger. Not that it was a difficult task, but apparently with a bunch of slobs you have to be happy if anyone shows even a modicum of competence. Our troops were in the best position for a counterattack, but no, the reserve was too cowardly to take advantage of the unique opportunity we had prepared for them. The lieutenant rumbled without prompting. "And now the Air Major accuses me, us, of having abandoned the trench line unnecessarily. A disgrace. Henceforth we will hold the line, come what may." My people did their best. I defended my soldiers' performance. The lieutenant raised an eye skeptically. "Then I expect drastic improvement from you and your people. My promotion of Oberlieutenant is at stake. Set up camp, Herr Unteroffizier. Sooner or later we'll get our chance to pay back the French." He ordered and left us to take his displeasure out on others. Wow, we have nothing set up. We have boxes. "Ah, you're Danner's Unteroffizier. I'm Sister Elizabeth Ritter. I organize our small field hospital here. Don't worry, Danner is doing pretty well. He will soon recover from his wound. I'm honestly glad you were so overwhelmed so quickly. The shorter a skirmish, the fewer dead and wounded." Defeat is good, question mark? As far as I'm concerned, certainly yes. The lieutenant can throw a fit about losing the trench line all he wants. But I'm content with not being overburdened and no one dying under my care just because we don't have enough time for proper treatment. You know what? You make a fair point. I'm glad you see it that way too. There are some in this camp who believe that the war will be decided right here. Complete nonsense. They want fame and glory. As a nurse, I know both. I cannot read, can I? As a nurse, I know there's only agony and death to be won here. Well, oh hey, there he is. I think this one's Danner. Yeah, because he's blonde. "Welcome to camp, Herr Unteroffizier. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Anton Zielinski, your field cook. I'm afraid I can't cook anything for you right now, though, as your squad hasn't been allocated supplies yet. Better contact Feldintendant Hennick. He's responsible for your supplies." "You're the new group's Herr Unteroffizier, right?" "Feldintendant Hennick. Responsible for supplying your troops. I'll allocate some supplies to your group immediately. That should last you until the next supply shipment. Talk to me if you need anything. Here's to good cooperation, Herr Unteroffizier." Oh, damn, hello. He is missing an eye. "Wonderful. I just want to say field delivery. I'm just making up words today. I just got the delivery from the Feldintendant. What size ration should I give your people? If you want to do something good for them, then I would suggest double rations. Just talk to me whenever you want to change your troops' rations. You know what? Double rations." Alright. Everyone just go ahead and set up camp. Sunday, March 7th, 1915. When I saw the soldier Alfred Lotz at camp, he was expecting his inside rifle with great interest, almost as if he was memorizing the design. I made a good-natured joke to start the conversation. "Never seen a rifle before. Where was it you went to basic training?" "In Gunlessburg," he quipped back immediately. "Well then, go ahead and familiarize yourself with your weapon. If you have any question, I'm here for you." I was about to move on when he said, Do you also think that the war will be over soon?" I faltered. Are you in a hurry? I asked evasively. Lott shrugged. I was actually planning something else when the war broke out, then he quickly added, besides, I have 4 children. I want to go back to them, of course, but that seemed more of a distraction. Do you really think it'll be much longer before I can do that? This war won't be over quite so soon. I openly shared my apprehension. Lott looked surprised and discouraged for a moment, then he nodded. I see. Thank you for your candor. With a heavy sigh, he added, even though I hope you are wrong. With these words, he turned back to his rifle, and the conversation came to an end. March 16th. Hey, good weather added. Reporting for duty, Air Route Officer. Wolfgang Kong is my name. I is assigned to your group. It's an honor to serve under your command. What are your orders? So he is optimistic, physically fit, somewhat tired. And so he is tolerant, by the book, patriotic, diplomatic, compassionate, and courageous. Bonjour, Monsieur. Are you a Runt officer whose people pitch their tents right there at the camp entrance? My name is Marianne Losch. I am one of the village elders in the community. Since I can speak German, I try my best to mediate between the residents of the village and the soldiers here in camp. Good to make your acquaintance. Runt officer, the supplies are running low. I would love to give the men more, but as long as the supply situation remains uncertain, I will only serve standard rations. And maybe we should think about giving even less, so our stock can last longer. No, I'm not going to starve my men. Runt officer, the latrine is filled to the brim. Someone should take care of that before it overflows. Rip. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ow. These villagers are suspect. I keep hearing stories of attacks by... What the fuck is that word? Friendcitours? I think is what he's trying to say. On our comrades along the front. Organize some patrols through the village, Runt officer. Show the French who's in control here so they don't get any foolish ideas. Alrighty, so... Definitely send Cone to patrol the village because he's tolerant. I know I have one more tolerant person. Yeah, it's Hunt. And I guess I'll have... Big Eater. That's actually kind of funny. Negative events. Alright, you're gonna have to do latrine. Because Loss is about to pass out. Friday, March 26th, 1915. Caspar Pedersen caught my eye at dinner. He was staring listlessly in the stew and kept peering into the other's bowls. After dinner, he complained to Zelensky that there had not been enough meat in his portion. Yeah, I saw his bowl. Yeah, I didn't meet him up. The meat portion was very small, that's true, I agreed. Pedersen seemed satisfied and pointedly looked at Zelensky. Zelensky glanced at me in return, somewhat confused. But our supplies are limited, I explained. As German soldiers, we have to make do with what we have. But I am from Schleswig. We are Danes, Pedersen replied, as if that would change the situation. Now we're in the same boat, I said and put my hand on his shoulder. His soldier? I cannot read. This is going to be like the worst episode for me to edit because I'm going to have to listen to all of these moments of me just failing to read. I hope you see it the same way. Pedersen nodded. It seemed a little mechanical, and I could tell he was still very unsure. It would certainly take some time to gain his trust. In any case, he was very obviously aware that my conciliatory gesture did not change anything about his empty cookware. Finally, took you long enough, Runt officer. The major ordered the start of the offensive this morning. Fortunately, we don't get the chance to win fame and honor just yet. We're in reserve for the time being. Make sure your men are ready to move out at all times. After all, we don't want to disappoint the Major once it's finally our turn. What if I do want to disappoint him? Because then my men get to live. Hey, Runt officer, do you have a minute? We need your help with something here in the hospital. Ooh, a book event. Thank you for taking the time, Errant Officer. Sister Elizabeth seemed tense, even though the field hospital did not seem too crowded at the moment. Please, follow me. She motioned and led me past the hospital towards a barren patch of land with a series of shallow ditches dug in a line. Graves. I heard there's a new offensive coming. Elizabeth paused and turned towards me with dire seriousness in her heart and pointed toward the graves. Well, we're gonna need a lot more of those. Do you think you could spare some of your men to dig them? I'll see what I can do. I conceded with some hesitation, but I can't promise anything. Elizabeth nodded with gratitude and put a gentle hand on my arm. Thank you, Errant Officer. That's all I ask. I know you're in a difficult position, and I don't mean to make it any harder on you. With those words, she turned away to hurry back to the field hospital. Yes. Hey! Danner's back from hospital. The supply is slowly running low. I loathe giving the men insufficient rations, but it may become necessary soon. I hope you will make sure that won't happen. We have a few prisoners of war in our camp and need guarding until they can be moved to a prison. Until then, there is your responsibility, Errant Officer. The sight of an armed soldier in our village is always unsettling. But your soldier Hunt behaved very decently on his patrol. Please tell him I'm grateful, Monsieur. Can I give you food? Can I have some food? I can have some food. Let's fucking go. Alright, Con can dig the graves. You can dig graves. You can pick up the food. You can guard the captive. You can guard the captive. There we go. Saturday, April 3rd, 1915. One evening, Lotz came back to camp with a whole crate worth of food. He placed it with the rest of our stock and wandered off, whistling and lost in thought. When our eyes met, he hesitated for a brief, unsure moment before muttering a friendly greeting. I demanded to know where the food had come from. Where did you get that food? I demanded to know. Does it matter, as long as we have something to eat? He asked, a little defensive, but I did not relent. After a few moments, he gave in to under my stern eyes. I saw the crate just standing there, near the field intendant's storehouse, and well, half an hour later it was still sitting there. Contents can't have been terribly important, so I thought I'd just take it, he replied with a calm shrug. Alright, this has to stay between us. I cautioned him. He put his finger over his lips and gave me a conspirative nod before he took his leave and wandered off content. Monday, April 5th, 1915. Madame Laroche, the speaker of the nearby French village, greeted me with a smile, but quickly cut to the chase of why she'd come to meet me. Your cannons have been thundering day and night, and the villagers are scared, she explained, especially the younger children are suffering. It's only in that moment that it occurred to me artillery had truly been firing non-stop for some time now. Of course, the distant, if constant, grumbling paled in comparison to the actual impacts we faced on the battlefield, and I had long learned to put the noise out of my... Jesus Christ, my body. And I had long learned to put the noise out of my mind, or perhaps my hearing had just gotten that bad. Do you perhaps know how long this will continue? Madame Laroche asked carefully. Until the Major decides it's been enough. I commented with a shrug. After all, we had to live with the noise just like they did, and no one bothered to notify us about these things. Madame Laroche frowned at my dismissive reply. Let's hope that time will come soon, she sighed, before casting a sharp glance over the direction of the batteries and adding, for the sake of our husbands and sons on the other side as well. With that, she said her brief goodbyes, turned, and walked away. You look like a man who knows where to find decent beer around here. Oh, and you look like the Errant Officer I'm supposed to report to. Apologies. Florian Miles, the name. Pragmatic, patriotic, sociable, cautious. See, I already like you because A, you think I actually would know where to find decent beer. B, you just showed up to the front lines of World War I, and the first thing you wanted was beer. Hey, Errant Officer, we still haven't been resupplied. Let's hope it won't take too long. Nope. The officers are dissatisfied with me because by now even the quality of their rations is suffering from the current supply bottlenecks. I have a suggestion on how both of us could help each other through a trade. Are you interested? No. Fuck the officers. They want to kill my people. There's a pub in the village here, Errant Officer. Hunt and I would like to visit with your permission. Oh, everyone's going on a pub trip. and I actually don't have to worry about doing missions. So yeah, no, everyone's going to the pub. Get everybody in there. Are you joking? Let's all get turned the fuck up. Monday, April 12th, 1915. Lieutenant von Karsbrook had finished one of his inspections of our camp and was on his way to the next troop when Pedersen came up to me. He made sure the lieutenant was no longer within earshot when he nudged me with his elbow and gave me a crooked grin. How can you stay so serious when he's around? I couldn't do that. Such a posh aristocrat with his detached ideas of how things should be. He began to imitate one of the lieutenant's speeches about the importance of preserving the shine of our uniform buttons and interrupted himself with an amused snort. I guess that's his way of trying to get a medal for brilliance. I joked. Peterson laughed and added, "It's not like he cares why he gets a medal as long as he can show off at home without actually doing anything himself." We mocked the lieutenant for a little longer before we went back to our duties. Thursday, April 15th, 1915. Cohn came hurrying to me, clearly upset with the blood-stained uniform. "Herr Unterofficer, have you seen the sorry state of the field hospital?" he asked, visibly aghast. "Oh my lord. My body is exploding. Help." I just helped carry one of the wounded who couldn't make it on his own to the field hospital. The injured are everywhere, and the beds are overflowing already. The nurses just told me they have to drop him off wherever, that they had no time to tend to him anyhow. I had known, with the intense fighting the last few days, that a lot of injured were passing through our camp, but to think the state of the field hospital had already gotten so bad. "Is there nothing to be done?" the soldier pleaded with me. "We definitely need to help." "We need to do everything we can to help," I agreed. "Of course, this is primarily about saving our wounded comrades' lives, but a less overburdened field hospital might also be a help to ourselves if any of us were to be wounded on our next deployment." "I'm sure the others would help it well," Cohn added with conviction and hurried away, probably to inform his comrades. Comrades. I should also speak to Elizabeth soon and offer help. I should indeed. Hey, resupply came in. Let's fucking go. The storehouse is decently full again. I'd suggest you think about signing double rations to the men. That would surely raise their spirits. In order to expand the rear trenches, don't let enemy artillery or snipers persuade you. Alright, I guess I'm digging trenches. Let me talk to you about helping in the hospital, though. Here we go. I would like to help in the hospital. Alright, dig trench. Alright, yeah, I think everyone got fully rested off the pub trip, so that works out. Yeah. Here we go. We'll help out in the hospital. Lieutenant Officer, the latrine is filled to the brim. Someone should take care of it before it overflows. The Major has finally given us marching orders. We're going to battle soon, about time. I hope you kept your people ready as ordered. I expect you and your men to give it all your all in the field, Lieutenant Officer. This is our chance to chase the French out of their trenches once and for all. Ah, next turn there will be an engagement. Alright. Pedersen, you're on latrine. Thursday, April 29th, 1915. Since we are far from the nearest field bookstore, the soldiers could only carry books or get books or newspapers by mail. When a mobile war library stopped near us, the Bildungsgau, German often referred to, was very popular soldier. Some publishers such as Reclam, Insel, and Ulstein produced specifically adapted book series with small format editions on particularly light paper. Oh, cool. So basically it's like a mobile library for the front. Some of my soldiers made their way there, but lots, who presumably hadn't noticed my presence yet, only commented, "They only have the military leadership's capitalistic brainwashing anyway." Based. But at least you won't be bored. You've got a point, but at least it keeps the boredom at bay, I remarked with a shrug. Lotz looked disconcerted for a moment. He probably hadn't expected me to hear his line. But when he realized that I did not denounce his critical words toward the military leadership, he relaxed. "Granted, Marx is not something you read for relaxation," he replied with a laugh before the following of others. Based. Saturday, May 5th. 5th? Oh my lord, my ability to read is falling by the second. Saturday, May 1st, 1915. Hunt looked neat and well-groomed, and yet I noticed right away his appearance did not entirely comply with regulations. Only when he came closer did I realize he thought he wore a blue forget-me-not in his buttonhole, and had turned up his collar on the uniform jauntily. His sleeves had also been skillfully and prominently rolled up. Are you some dandy? I asked, eyeballing him skeptically. Hunt coughed and looked down at himself. I am a lover of aesthetics, he skirted my question. The world is full of beauty, but sometimes you have to help it emerge or even create it yourself. I'm an expert in that. You know what? Based reply. Good luck with that. I said and laughed. I'm looking forward to seeing how you make the war beautiful. Hunt blinked and probably didn't quite know what I meant. But then he nodded hesitantly and said, at the moment, all they're doing about the war these days are terrible propaganda films, but in fact, naturally, this also has a lot of artistic merit. He formed a square in front of his eyes with a thumb and forefinger over each hand. He let his gaze roam over the surroundings, looking through this passe-partout as if he were looking through a camera. You work on films? I asked. It was at this moment that Hunt really came to life. He talked about the budding film industry, and that was just beginning to flourish, and how he gained a foothold in it. At first, I only operated the projector in the cinema, but then the owner of the cinema, who also owns a film production company, started using me more and more for all kinds of work. He never stopped talking, and I listened attentively until we were interrupted. Well, shit, that's actually kind of cool. Hunt's in the film industry. We were preparing for the imminent operation a few days from now. The mood was tense enough, but it seemed to weigh particularly hard on Mile. When he heard of our upcoming deployment, he turned pale and feared, not left his eyes since. Is everything alright? I asked him carefully. Perhaps there was some way to help him handle the situation. He looked up and sighed deeply. To be honest, no, Ehrenhofser. The thought of going to battle and possibly never return. He gulped and lowered his gaze. I nodded. Every soldier knows this fear. Together we'll come through, I promised. You and I and all our comrades. We just have to watch out for one another. With a faint smile, he glanced over to the other men and seemed to find a glimmer of hope again. I will do what I can, he promised in return. He promised in return and returned to his task, slightly less gloomy. Wednesday, May 5th, 1915. Men, tomorrow we I cannot read. Tomorrow we march into battle, announced Lieutenant von Karsbrook. He had summoned all his subordinate Unterofficer to discuss the upcoming operation. Their fear of what might come had clearly become palpable, but most of them did their best to cover it up with their heads high and chests puffed up and with pride. The goal of our mission is to conquer and hold the next trench line, the lieutenant explained the plan. So far, there's no difference to most attack plans. We have an ace up our sleeve. Once our artillery is in position, just waiting to cut off... Oh no, it's not once Our artillery is in position, just waiting to cut off reinforcements from the enemy. I expect you to use this advantage aggressively and decisively. Do not disappoint me. At your command, Lieutenant, the other officers around me expressed with varying degrees of enthusiasm. At your command, Lieutenant. I joined them. The lieutenant nodded, satisfied, saluted, and dismissed us. Let's fucking go. Well, on to the trenches. The French. All groups are in position. The attack can begin. Forward march. Over the river. I'll need to get to the river if I cannot get to the river. I guess we'll advance this way. Oh, damn. Look at the boys. Now we have a real squad of troops. I'm hit. But it doesn't hurt that much. Only a scratch and hardly any blood. I think it was just a grazing shot. Lucky me. Damn! Reinhardt already took a fucking grazing shot this far back. Here, move up to the sandbag. Probably be better cover for us to sit behind. I need... Mile. Yeah, we'll have Mile try and cut the wire so we can get through. Everyone else suppressing fire. Done! I've cut a path through the barbed wire. Good. Now we can continue our advance. Fire superiority fire cover. Sunny? Huh. And we also apparently have an available hand grenade. Fervor added. Based. Ooh, enemies on the flank, so I can't move up to the line over there just yet. I definitely can't go there, so I'm just gonna rally my men. And I'm assuming these guys are cutting barbed wire to get through, so. Covering fire for 3. Ah! My good people trained in shooting you. I guess since you have some fervor, you can also provide support fire for Troop 3. Yep, there we go. Alright. Move up way over here. Get across the road. Open fire! Drive the French out of their trenches and occupy them! I can certainly try. Let's, where's my trained in shooting? There we go. Let's, suppress this one unit. It appears that our boys on the right are all together. Yeah. Push up, men, through the barbed wire. Let's go. The enemy is getting reinforcements. What's our artillery supposed to stop them? Oh, Lord. Is anyone particularly strong? You're dexterous. You can throw a grenade at a Troop 3. And we just got hit. They just got grenaded us. Uh-oh. Yeah, Cone got hit. That explosion was very close to me, but everything's fine. That could have ended badly. A few splinters got me. No, I think no. Hardly any blood. I can carry on. Yep, Cone got hit. And lots of rifles jammed. Dexterous. So everyone was dexterous and it's everyone else immediate suppressing fire on the guys on the left. Stop Cone's bleeding out, officer. It looks like he won't have to go to the field hospital. It seems the wound wasn't as bad as it looked. I think I can continue. Your orders... Our orders are kill him. Alright, continue just suppressing nearby troops so we can get this guy's rifle jam fucking fixed. Oh shit, we have a ton of injured boys over here. We have, oh wait, no, those are on the left. We have actually breached the trench line. Oh. Hey, the artillery is shelling them. Heads down, artillery! next to us. Oh no, I think I just hit them. Okay. Thunder of our cannon comes from our side, officer. Our own artillery is shooting at us. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, his rifle's working again. Move over here, because I do want to try to help the boys out over here. We're getting these people done. There we go. Start giving them first aid, everyone else suppressing fire. Press on! The artillery barrage does not change your orders! Well, you see, it does when I'm getting shot. Oh shit, enemies are coming. Treatment will take more time. I think he will pull through our own officer. Treatment will take more time. Treatment will take more time. Alright, fuck it. I want to see these boys come home. You guys get one more turn after that. I cannot guarantee that you will get time for your treatment. Retreat, I think. And they're still retreating them. Nope, I'm not retreating. Not till my men. Not until these men are good to go. I will not leave my fellow troops behind. Shit, I think one of our boys just took a hit. For the French Trophy Hook, abort the attack, we withdraw. Yep. One of my men got hit. Danner is bleeding. Okay, so we have stopped some of the bleeding of the troops. Alright. Two of you escort them to the field hospital. Cone, give first aid for Danner. Everyone else continue fighting. I will not abandon these men. Oh my god, a fucking rifle jam. You're joking. That was pretty close. Shot hit right next to me. My rifle is jammed. Bleeding is almost stopped. I stopped Danner's bleeding. Seems the wound wasn't as bad as it looked. Alright. Covering fire! And I think the other guy died, so we need to go. I am hit, I'm bleeding, I need help, god damn it. That was pretty close. My rifle's working again. And yeah, soldier died. Fucking god damn it, alright. Get Cone up and running, and as soon as we can, we're getting the fuck out of here. Oh, lovely. No ammunition and like 12 different enemies on my flank. We get one more turn, but after that, like, we need to go. Like, I don't want to abandon him, but I have nothing here. Why did we just move? Why did we leave them behind? Like, hello? No, don't abandon them. I will not abandon my men. I'm sorry, but... I'm sorry, Cone, but, you need to go, because... I'm very sorry, Cone, but I can no longer... I no longer have the ability to get you home. We have no ammunition, and the enemy is literally surrounding us on, like, 7 sides. Flank again. Yeah, I know we have to get out of here. What do you think I'm attempting to do? Back across the river. Well, that's depressing. I was able to save 2 troops, and then one of my own troops had to be left behind. Yeah, we've run out of ammunition. Thank you. What's new? Just get the hell into the trench. Well then. That's depressing. I just lost one of my troops. Because I literally ran out of ammunition and medical supplies to save him. Friday, May 7th, 1915. Tired and exhausted, we dragged ourselves back to camp. But despite all the hardships and uncertainty, our infinite relief was palpable. Whatever the war could bring for us. For today, we lived and could enjoy this life. The whereabouts of Cohen were unknown. We had lost him somewhere on the battlefield and could only hope that he would turn up again. We had just barely reached our tents when Lieutenant von Karsbrook was already stuttering up. He looked dissatisfied, but when our eyes met, his expression softened a little. Ah, Herr Runthofficer, what a shame we had to retreat. But at least it wasn't because of you and your people, he said, his reproachful gaze watching the ranks of other troops. My men deserve some rest, I explained to the lieutenant. He raised an eyebrow in disbelief. Don't exaggerate. You and your men did your duty. I won't start giving rewards for doing the basic requirement of one's job. Oh, bitch, I am fighting you. I likely just lost one of my squad mates because of you and your fucking orders. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this episode off here. What a fucking depressing way to end the episode. Cohen is just literally no more. He's just dead. I refuse to believe that he lived that battle. But, in case I don't see you... Actually, wait, no. Oh yeah, that's right, this is a single save file. It'll save anyway. But in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.